book. Gosh, I love this. I love this. 5 out of 5. Go shout out to Kubra who bought this and sent this to me. I love you for that. Welcome. I'm finally doing this video. I've been planning it to do it for so long. I want to present you guys my 2022 reads. And yeah, let's get started. Before I start, I want to say that I started to read in mid 2022. You guys gonna see all of the books and I'm gonna rate them. I'm not gonna go really deep into them. Maybe I won't really explain what the book is really about. Maybe just going to say how the vibe of the book is. But yeah, so let's get started. Okay, first book is The Bridgerton, and you guys know this. This is from season 2, and the book, I liked it. It was like, for me, 3.5 stars or like 3 stars. The plot in this, how they married, is a bit different, but the season 2, you guys, I'm a fan of that. I've never seen a couple in a TV show or movie that had this much tension, and I just fell in love with it. I was like, I have to buy this. I have to read how the book is. It's cute. You like reading the scenes that you saw in the show, but just the plot, I like the plot in the show more than in the book. So yeah, the writing is actually good too. Just 3.5. Next book I have is The Gilmore Girls. They have 15 books. I think I'm not going to buy all of them, but I feel like these are like really quick reads that I can read in between books. For example, if I read like a thick book and I need like a break from a book, I'll just grab this because I really loved it. It's just really the exact same like the show. I watched one of the chapters with the same episode and oh my god, everything is same. So I'm biased with this. So I'm giving it 5 out of 5 because I'm giving the show 5 out of 5, you know. Next one is a Turkish one. It's an Islamic book, Ben Bilal, and it's about his life. I'm not sure what much I could say, but it was really good. I learned a lot about him, like a lot. I was impressed with this. It's a quick read. Next book is Nachruf auf den Mond. It's a German book and it's about schizophrenia, and he is like explaining his life and process with like his diary, and I really liked this book. It was sometimes a bit boring, but I feel like it's a good book, so we're giving it 3 stars. You're gonna see a lot of books with 3 stars. I didn't really read a lot of 5 stars books last year, so yeah, because I'm trying to read different genres so I can be like, which genre is my genre, you know. My next book is The Perfume. I read it in one day. In one day, I was horrified at the end. I was horrified, but I liked it. I don't know, something about it was good. I think the writing was really different and so good, so I give it 4 stars. Yeah, it's a disturbing story though. I didn't watch the movie and I don't think I'm planning to watch it. Next one is shout out to Tuba. I bought this book with her. It's about friendship, and that friendship builds up in a farm. You're gonna see a lot of nature aspects, and the story is just slow pace. It doesn't have a lot of plot twists. They communicate in silence a lot, so you could get bored. It's a German book, Alte Sorten, but I liked it. It was, for me, even though I liked it, I think I'm just going to give it 2.5. But still, this holds like a special place in my heart because me and Tuba were like in Italy and we're like, let's buy a book together. Let's buy the same book, because at that time we were trying to get into our book era as memory. And that day was our first day meeting up, and we liked the cover. We didn't even know what the topic of this was, and then it comes out. It's about friendship. Next book is Before the Coffee Gets Cold, and I really liked it. It's a really cozy book. It's about going to your past. You have like short stories, but the short stories are really bound together. The writing is really cute, but something was missing. I don't know, something was missing, so I'm giving it 4 stars, more likely 4.5. Next book is Kalbi Düşensızı. It's a Turkish book, and this story still sticks up in my mind. It's about a girl who finds her way to Islam, but also about Sufism. So if you know about that era, then you know what it is, because it will take a bit time before I explain it, but I liked it. I loved it. I was really emotional at some point, and the writing was really easy to read. I loved it. Giving it, I think, 3.5 to 4 stars. Next book, more like a series, is, oh my god, this series is actually for teenagers. And I'm not a teenager, I'm a young adult. I am 20 now, but still loved it. The selection. This series has a special place in my heart. I know there are some cringy parts, and the main character is sometimes like, I'm not other girls. But if you ignore those cringy parts, it's a really good story. It's a really good story. It's about 35 girls are in a show, and it has a dystopian aspect too, and who are going to be selected as the new princess of the prince, but only one of them can win. And of course the main character has like a strong character, so I loved her. Her name is America. I know a lot of people make fun of it, and I agree, but still I loved it. This is my baby, and I'm giving overall the series 5 stars. But if we go like from each book, this I think is more 5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. This is the second part. Okay, next book is also a Turkish book, but it's a Brazilian classic, Şeker Portakalı. It has 2 other parts of this book I didn't know. It's an emotional wreck story, so be aware. It has a lot of like childhood trauma and domestic violence, but still I like the writing, and I don't know, but I kind of like sad stories. I have no idea why. I'm rating this, I think, 4 stars. Next one, it went really viral on TikTok. Before I bought this, it's You've Reached Sam. And it's about a couple. He died and they are connected through a phone call. The story starts directly with that, so it's not a spoiler. I think it's good, but I didn't really cry like other people did. It's still cute. It's a cute story. The writing was at the beginning like questionable for me. I don't know, something was off, but then I got used to it, so I'm giving it 3 stars. Next book, gosh, I love this. I love this. 5 out of 5. I didn't even think twice. I even like wrote my opinions about it. I had to. I went to my sister and I was like talking to her a lot about it, and she read it too. She liked it too. It's about a woman who has been working in a convenience store. I don't know since when, but since a long time. The book name is Convenience Store Woman, and she's autistic, and you get to see like how she finds her life purpose and how she thinks, and I loved it. This gave me a life purpose too. Next book is a thriller book, like a good girl, and it was a thick book for me at the beginning, but I read through this like it's a thin book. But I think this is a solid thriller book. This is about a girl who dies in high school, and a lot of students are a suspect. I loved the writing, and it had tension the whole time. I loved the characters too. I loved getting to know the characters. I couldn't stop reading this. I was so obsessed with this. I'm giving it 4 stars. The next book is The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue, and that name is so beautiful. It's like a fantasy book where you get to read different time-lapse, but still it's not that confusing. It doesn't really have much world building. The writing was sometimes really poetic, and sometimes when I read it I was like, I would write a book like her, like the author. It's not really plot, but more character driven. I'm giving this book I think 4 stars. I was sometimes bored. I like really slow-paced books, but it was for me too slow. So my next book is a classic book from George Orwell, The Animal Farm. I read it in German, and I had low expectations. I was like, I'm gonna get bored with this. Turns out I'm giving this 4 stars. It was really interesting. I got the message. It was a quick read. I love this. You cannot go wrong with this. Next book is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Shout out to Kübra who bought this and sent this to me. I love you for that, because I wanted to read this back then in August so badly, but I just didn't have the opportunity to buy this. I was so grateful. I directly started reading this. The way the author tells the life of Evelyn Hugo, you think that Evelyn Hugo is a real person. I for real googled it at first. I was like, so interesting, let me see who, and then it turns out Evelyn Hugo is just a made-up character, and I gave it like 4.5 stars. Next book is another fantasy book. This book has been in my shelf for I think 3 or more years. I finally read it, and I'm so grateful that I read it, and it's in German. Das Lied der Krähen. I bought it back then in German, but now I would buy it in English. The writing is so beautiful, but it's a slow-paced book. Some people really don't like it, but I really loved it. I really loved getting to know the characters. Only thing that I didn't like is that it was a lot of focus on the two lovers. I don't know their name anymore. It's a good start if you want to read fantasy books. It doesn't really have a world building. At the beginning, I was a bit confused because there are a lot of names. I was like, who is who? You just have to pull through to the 50 pages until you like understand what the story is about. I forgot to mention 3 other books, and the first one is Twisted Love. First of all, I want to say I have already enough of toxic men in real life, so I was like, not in my book. That's why I'm giving it 1 star. The second one is It Ends With Us. It was an okay book. It was not like so bad, but it was also not like so good. It was more okay to the so bad side, you know. That's why I'm giving it 2 stars. It is like, I don't know, there's better romance book, and it's more about domestic violence than romance in my opinion. The third one is A Little Life, and let me tell you, it has a lot of different views, but for me, I am giving it 4 to 5 stars. Listen, I know it has a lot of trauma dumps, and the characters are getting destroyed at the end, but what I actually liked about that book is, first of all, the writing is so good. Some quotes are really poetic, and you get to connect with the characters so good because you are following them from their mid-20s to up till to their 50s. And it's just a timeless book. You can always read it. It doesn't really have any trends about any century, so if you will read it after 10 years, you will not feel a change. It has a lot of trigger warnings, so if you're gonna read it, read the trigger warnings first. And yeah, that's why I'm giving it 5 to 4 stars. I just like sad books. Did I cry? Not really. Did I cry a bit? Yes. The story was never boring. I always loved to pick up the book, because sometimes you just read a book, it's good, but picking it up is so hard. But this book is always like, was always in me. I had a connection with it. This is it. I hope you liked this video. I hope you have a good start with this year, and I hope this year will treat you good, and see you next time.